When I was 4 years old, I was punished for something I actually wouldn't do for another 30 years. I remember being inside the house and my chubby little fingers were pressed up against the glass door and I just wanted out. I wanted to be with my family. I wanted to fit in, and I had been sent inside. I was being punished. Fast forward 30 years, I was inside the house with my family, and yet I wanted out. I wanted out. I wanted to push so hard on the bay windows to just escape my life and get out. And when I was 4, I was in trouble for trying to strangle my little brother. When I was 34, I was getting myself in a heap of trouble because I wanted to strangle my kids. I wanted to squeeze them so tight that they would just listen and behave, and I was out of control. I was hormonal and emotional, and I was a postpartum wreck. And I remember sitting on the floor and just pretending that everything was okay. That was my birthday. That picture of me on the bottom, my son was a month old. My daughter was 17 months old. And that was my birthday. You can see the little garland behind me. And as soon as that camera went off, man, I think I went off, but it was in a really bad way. I wasn't the kind of mom that was crying all the time, though I certainly had my moments. But I could feel the blood rushing to my fingertips and rushing through my veins. And I just needed everything perfect. I needed to do things the right way. I needed peace and quiet. And I was so unhappy. It was ridiculous. And I remember sitting in our little nursery, holding the baby and yelling at Maddie. She was only 17 months old then. And I yelled at her and I was like, get out. I'm trying to put the baby to sleep. Get out. And she didn't understand. Why didn't mommy want me? And I couldn't control it. I was just a mess. And so to think back and think of all the things that were hateful that I said to her, it's just horrible. And nobody should have to go through that. And so I was being punished for the very thing that I had done 30 years before. Just being mean. I was being mean. And I wanted to change. I didn't want to be that way. So gosh, it took me another close to 3 years before I really drew a line in the sand and said enough is enough. Shortly after that happened, you see, in addition to that, I had reoccurring intrusive thoughts of throwing the baby over the banister. And that's just not good. You know, I did not ever think that I would be one of those moms that could even remotely end up as one of the people on the TV screen, you know, going to jail for hurting their kids. And here I was in that situation. And so I was put on medication right away. And the doctor said, this is serious enough that as soon as you're even pregnant, you better be on medication. And that was if I could get off of it at all, you know, between babies. These two were only 16 months apart. And so at that point, you know, I'm just giving and I'm giving and I'm giving, and I'm not getting refueled at all. Of course, I've got an amazing husband, and he was doing his best. God love him. I mean, it's a wonder he stayed alive and stayed with me through it all, you know. But like I said, it wasn't for another 3 years that I finally drew a line in the sand and started making myself a priority and figured out that you can't give from empty. You can't give from empty. And if we are not refueling ourselves, and if we're not making ourselves a priority, we can't give to others the way that God's intended us for us to do. We can't be the blessing and serve other people if we're not taking care of ourselves. And so if there's one thing that you learned from this story today, please let it be that. Take good care of yourself and make yourself a priority. Your health, your emotional health, your physical health, your spiritual health, all of these things are combined. And I want that for my kids. I want that for you. the list of other things that I've been through in my life, initially I didn't even think I had a story because I'm a happy person. Like, look at these pictures of myself and my family. I'm great. My life is great. I'm so blessed. But then when you stop and you realize what are the defining moments of your life, and my parents split up when I was little, I then, spending time at my dad's house felt in my gut, and then was later confirmed that he was doing things that I was not proud of. So I was part of a dysfunctional family. I experienced being taken advantage of on a date by a guy that I had been totally infatuated with for years, so I finally get to go on this date and then was taken complete advantage of. I was in an abusive marriage for close to 6 years and finally escaped in my pajamas during the middle of the night with just my purse and my handbag, and ended up taking a bus because I didn't even have the privilege of having a car at that time. I was stuck in a cubicle and I would cry every day going to and from work because that wasn't freedom to me. I was trapped financially. I was trapped with my time. I never could even gather up a full day's worth of vacation because I hated my job so much that as soon as I would get those 4 hours, man, I was out of there. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But to feel that lack of hope and to feel being stuck like that, like this is my life. I worked, going through college to end up here. And so finally, God blessed me to be able to stay at home with my kids. And then here I am as a stay-at-home mom, completely unhappy, on the floor crying on my birthday, because I felt trapped and I wasn't contributing to the family income. I didn't have freedom, and I wanted freedom. I wanted to live my life. I wanted to be my own person, and I had lost my identity, if I even knew what that was at that time anymore, So all of that to say that we all have our story. We all have our skeletons in the closet, our drama, and your story is important. No matter how big or how small it is, you are of value, you're of worth. And now, like I said, I'm a Christian mom, a wife of, and a mom of 4. And we have, because of Beachbody and God's blessing, we've been able to move our family from Indianapolis to our dream town of Naples, Florida, about a year ago. And that is all because we've learned how to dream big. We've learned how to set goals and go after them. And this is the first time that my husband's ever even lived out of state. So this is a big deal for us, and we are just absolutely blessed. I'm sitting out here on my lanai with the waterfall flowing into the pool, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, pinch me. I've come so far from the little girl who was being punished to the mom that was being punished and punishing herself. And it's just absolutely a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak with you today, and I thank you for your time. I am going to go through just a few points about how it is that this all has come about, and I pray that you will find some connection with some part of my story, and the coach that invited you to this, if it's not me, that you would find connection with their story and allow us to bless you in some way. In terms of Beachbody, I started in 2011 at the end of that year, and I did not want to have anything to do with the business opportunity. I have been burnt numerous times with direct sales, multi-level marketing type companies, and just recently paid off thousands and thousands of dollars of debt that I had spent getting started with one of those companies. And so I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was highly skeptical, and I just wanted the discount. Please let me only take the discount. I don't want to touch selling anything. But that quickly changed because I saw the heart of the company, and I saw how organic of a process this is, and that it's all about relationships and all about just helping other people. I am a 2014 elite coach, and that doesn't necessarily need to mean much to you. Success Club All-Star Legend, you don't need to know what that means. 5-star diamond, you don't need to know what that means, but what it means is that our team rocks, and we are ranked in the top 0.0007% of the company right now. And I'm the founder of Team Benefit. We are part of a team called Team Everest, which is part of a team called Team Sparta, which is also an elite team, and which is part of Platinum Presenters, which is also an elite team. So you are in a good place. You are coming into a team that is going to take care of you. We've got your back, and we are here to help you succeed. And we are not successful as coaches at all if our challengers aren't successful and our coaches are not successful. So please know that we get nothing, not one penny, for signing up a new coach, not a dime. It's all about making sure that you have the tools that you need to succeed. And when you've got the tools you need to succeed, then we can become successful. So that is me and Tony Horton hanging out at our leadership conference this last year. You can see he's got a little teddy bear that's Winnie the Pooh my daughter loves Tony Horton, and he took a picture with my daughter's Blankie. And he's just as cool in person as he is on TV. Getting ready to go backstage for some recognition at Summit. And then down below is one of the resorts that I was able to get a paid trip to learn how to coach you guys better. Acceptance and purpose is the first of the 3 points that I want to make for you guys today. And that is that you fit. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you know how to do a push-up or you're in a wheelchair. You fit into this family of coaches. You fit. And you are going to be accepted, and you're going to be loved. I don't know why this came to mind, but growing up, I had low self-esteem also, and I've always been small, but you go through those years where regardless of what you look like, and you may still be going through those years, where you just don't have that self-confidence. And I remember headed to the beach on vacation, and remember my mom saying to me, there's always going to be somebody worse off than you. Always. And so I kind of keep that in the back of my head all the time, and just know that we've all got our stories, and we know that about one another. And so we're here to wrap you up and give you a big hug and welcome you in and accept you no matter where you are on your journey. And man, we have a lot of fun together. We have a lot of fun together. The second thing is living your passion. To me, that means freedom. Freedom. A few of the great examples of this, but at the bottom right, that is freedom for me to be able to work when I want, to work where I want. And I've got my kids at home with me. They're playing in their room. They're playing Candyland, and I'm able to work and able to talk to you guys while the baby's napping too, and to have these trips paid for, that was so far beyond what I ever dreamed was possible, because again, I've got experience in these other companies, and when I participated in them, I'm sure they're great companies, but to me, those trips were always for somebody else. That was always for somebody that either started when the company first started, or maybe they had money coming into it where they could use a big startup amount of money to get their business going fast, and so that was how they did it. Or maybe they know a lot of people. Maybe they've got a blog that's really successful. I didn't have any of that. I was the stay-at-home mom crying on the floor that didn't get out of the house and had scared off all of my friends from high school because I told them off in our senior speech. I mean, I did not have the ideal situation coming into it. I didn't even have, back then you had to pay $40 to become a coach. I didn't even have that. I put that on a credit card. I didn't know how I was going to pay for Shakeology. That was not in our budget. But I'm telling you, once I started feeling like a human being and drank it, and I was probably drinking it for about 5 or 6 weeks before my husband came home, and he said, Traci, you haven't had your shake today, have you? And remember the kind of wreck of a person that I was? For him to be able to tell that I hadn't had my shake meant to me, I will never miss another day of this shake again, because my family's being impacted by my nutrition. And so this is not an entire Shakeology promotion, but you better be getting that in your system every day, because whether you feel it, whether you see it, it is making a difference in in your cellular makeup in your body. And having gone through nutrition school since I started Beachbody, because I have become so passionate about it, I'm telling you, you are what you eat, and Shakeology is real food, and it is making a difference in your body. Okay, so you're living your passion is freedom. Back on track. So the first year, they sent our entire family to the yacht club at Disney World. We got park passes. We got to stay for 4 nights at the yacht club. We got to have cash when we got there. I forget how many hundreds of dollars that they gave us so that we would be able to eat and enjoy ourselves. And then the next year, they sent us on a Royal Caribbean cruise. The entire cruise ship was packed out with Team Beachbody coaches and just had the trip of a lifetime. We left the kids at home for that one. And then, of course, being able to walk on the beach with my kids when I want and move my family to Florida, that's passion. It's freedom. And your passion, I want to say this, your passion may not be exercise, and your passion may not be eating clean 100% of the time. I want to ask you, is your passion time? Is your passion people? Is your passion recognition? Typically, we feel like we're missing out on one of those categories. We want more time with our family. We want choices with our, to be able to do things and create memories with our loved ones. And usually that comes down to freedom, which is attached to money. We have to have money to have freedom, and it buys choices. So that is the second message that I'm going to tell my kids. I'm telling you, living your passion is freedom, and being able to work toward living out your goals and your dreams, that is the ultimate freedom. And I get to do that every day now. The last one is healthy generosity. So this is tip number 4, lesson number 4, life lesson from me to you. This is the coolest thing. Okay, so see the girl in the blue shirt with Shaun T? That's my coach, Erin. And she was one of my very first challengers. I actually had to invite her about 4 times before she said yes, that she would do a challenge group with me. And then she had great results. She decided to become a coach and share this opportunity with other people. And so she shared it with Erica, who is in the middle there. And Erica had great results. And she decided to share with other people. And then she shared it with her coach, Natalie, who started again as a challenger, started getting healthy. She had great results. She felt really good. And so Erin is in her last week of teaching this week, her last year. She's going to be a stay-at-home mom now because that's her passion. Her passion is to spend time with her kids. Erica, her passion is to have freedom with her choices, and she's quitting her full-time job this next week. Now, Natalie is also earning that freedom with her time and with her income, and she's making the choices that she wants. And so to see that ripple effect of one person impacting another life, which impacts a family, and another life, which impacts a family, and another life, which impacts a family, it's incredible. All because I wanted a discount on Shakeology, and then I had good results, and I told people about it. So to pay it forward and just give what you've been blessed with, I think in your finances, in your spiritual life, in your health, all of these things, whatever we've been blessed with, it's our responsibility to share that with others. And I've been blessed with being able to put my story together and these life lessons together. And so it is my responsibility to share that with you. And I pray that something has resonated with you. And if you would like to learn how to put your story together, that would be the greatest, to be able to help you put your story together and share that with other people. So a rising tide lifts all ships. When one of us succeeds, we all succeed. And so we want to invite you to be part of that. Right now, actually, I need to update the slide. There are just at over 300,000 coaches in Team Beachbody right now. And to have even a voice on the ending the trend of obesity, we have to have at least 1 million coaches. Seriously, there is so much work to be done in our country. It's crazy. I just posted a picture on Facebook this week of cheeseburger flavored Oreos, and it said made with real beef. Are you kidding me? That's disgusting. So we've got a lot of work to do, and I didn't know anything about nutrition when I came into this business. I was the mom that literally walked on the treadmill while I was pregnant eating Doritos, and I had a hash brown a day. I didn't know anything. You don't have to be perfect to start this journey. Trust me, I was gaining weight, and here I am just trying to encourage other people and saying, hey, I got to make some life changes. You think you might want to do this with me? And we can do it together and figure it out together. That's really as simple as it gets. So there are 199 elite coaches this last year, myself being one of them, my downline coach being one of them, my upline coach being one of them, her upline coach being one of them. This is a good place to be. We are in the tide, lifting all the ships. And so I want to ask you, is it okay with you if I explain to you for just a really quick second how you can hang out with us really cool, fun people? Because I want you on that Success Club trip. I want to see you at Coach Summit with 25,000 other coaches working out together and learning and growing as human beings so that we can impact our families' lives and other people's lives. What you need to do is basically pick your path. Your business means it's your choice, it's your freedom. You come in with a challenge pack, and you can ask your coach exactly what a challenge pack is and then ask them about the cost and all of that kind of thing. But basically, you choose. Are you going to be a discount buyer? Because again, like me, that was me. I fell into that category. I didn't want to have anything to do with the business side, but I knew I wanted to save some money. The second option would be the hobby coach. So that would be the person who says, yeah, I want to save some money. And if I decide that I hear my neighbor talking about insanity or Shakeology, I'll give them my link. And maybe I'll make some money, maybe I won't, and that's okay. I'm good with that either way. Now, a business builder would be the person who wants to go all in. They want to set goals. They want to reach them. They want to go after them. They want to impact people's lives with intention. So that is the business builder. You can be in between. Some people are one year, and maybe they're one the next year. That would have been me, where I came in as a discount coach, moved up to hobby, and then became a business builder. So it's totally up to you. Both of my parents are coaches. They don't do anything. They just drink Shakeology. They love it. And so I want to invite you to do that. With that, I'm going to stop the recording, and that way I can take some questions. And I want to tell you real quick before I stop the recording, if I'm not the coach that invited you to watch this, please reach out to them. They think that you're amazing and they care about you, and they want to share their story with you, their personal story, because there are certain people, you've got a story, and there are people in your life that are only going to connect with your story. They need you. They don't need me. They need you. And so I want you to connect with your coach and their story, and make sure that you give them applause and thank them for inviting you to check this out, because it means that they really do care about you. So thank you again for your time. You can always message me at traciwarren.com or facebook.com/Traci Warren Fitness, TraciWarrenFitness. Talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.